The wondering mind. The wondering mind. The wondering mind.
Where the mind wanders. What the fuck is up, everyone? Welcome back to another great and exciting episode of the Wondering Mind Podcast. Where
the mind wanders.
the mind wanders. I, of course, am your host, Kevin motherfucking G. And beside me, of course, let me introduce her before I forget, okay? I'm getting better at these introductions. Dirty Marie Guadalupe.
What? Nuh-uh, that is not.
We got Maria G. Loops, the co-host with the most motherfucking attitude, okay?
Howdy.
How you doing, Maria?
Howdy do. I'm good, I'm just...
You liking the poncho?
Yeah.
How you like?
You
how
look
you
like Jesus Christ.
How you like the poncho and the bucket hat mix?
You look like if you were Jesus, but like if he was like, just hippie,
I'm the 21st century long-haired Joe Rogan, as a lot of you motherfuckers know. There goes Cheech. See, I told you. That's why he's going in the cage. Cheech has knocked over 2 fucking plants. He threw down my Zoom. I'm going to kick him in the throat. But.
Okay.
You know what day it is today, Maria?
No.
But.
Isn't it like Monday?
Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo. Get that motherfucking money, motherfuckers.
Okay, that's enough. Yeah.
It is time to get down and celebrate. So, before we get dive too deep into it, let's take a shot, Maria.
Okay.
It's a celebration. Of course, we got that patrón, you feel me? Cuando estoy yo aquí, está el patrón. Oh, you heard that pop?
Pop, pop. You like it with that pop, pop, pop. Pop, 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 Georgie.
Okay, there's a little one for you. Una tequilita.
How come I get the plastic one?
Well, because,
Cling.
Cheers. Nomás un tantito para to loosen the throat,
To loosen your lips.
But, okay, today is Cinco de Mayo, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to be telling a lot of Mexican stories, right? I got plenty in here for y'all motherfuckers. But before we get into it, right, let me do my plugs, right? I got to do my plugs. Every motherfucker. I get it done right away, right? Isn't that better?
Yeah.
Get the plugs done and out of the way in the beginning.
I mean, cause you do take forever.
Hey.
That shit takes forever.
You gotta do what you gotta do, right? Instagram.com/The Wondering Mind Podcast. It's spelled with the 0. Don't forget it. If you want to follow me on my main Instagram, that is at El Kevin Guerrero, all lowercase letters, of course. I also have a Facebook, so if you wish to follow me on El Facebook,
El buque del face.
Kevin G. Guerrero, please don't be afraid to holla at your boy. And of course, if you're listening to this on the podcast app, you're like, Kevin, how come you're on episode 90, blah, 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 but you only have like 5 episodes on the account? Well, it's because this podcast used to be a YouTube exclusive, but due to painstaking research, I was able to put this podcast on all podcast streaming platforms. So please listen if you're watching on YouTube. And if you are on iTunes, please leave a 5-star review plus any comment, right? I always say, it doesn't have to be a good one. Say, Kevin, your face looks like pubes. Shave that shit off. I don't give a fuck. Leave that 5-star review. You might get a shout out on the next podcast. That's all I could offer you, right? I could send you a nude, but we'll talk about that. Of course. You got to follow my homegirl here. All right, la comadre, the.
La comadre.
I don't know. I kind of went wrong there. Look, she got offended. My baby girl.
Yeah,
okay, you
motherfucker.
happy? My little mi tacita de miel. Mi osito. What's that one bear the Mexican bear with honey.
Winnie the Pooh. Oh no, that's enough.
My little Pooh bear. You got to follow her on Instagram.com/ Give me a second. I'm on the wrong page. Instagram.com/ gloops_your creator. That again is gloops_your creator. That is all under case letters. Okay, Maria, you want to tell them what you put up on that little Instagram of yours?
Okay, look. Listen here. So, I do drawings and shit, paintings. I'm a creator. I'm an artist, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love doing everything. I do it all. I am
She
willing
does.
to learn any skill to be creating shit.
And she's good.
Hella.
Whether it comes she's drawing or she's painting or she's sculpting.
You know, I try, but like I just put my soul into it. But anyways, so like I decided to put all my shit on there, you know, just so people could take a little peep and see what I do.
Lil
you know,
Peep, R.I.P.
And that's it.
Yeah, so go follow her, okay? She has great art. All right, how many posts have you had so far?
You know, I haven't put like a whole bunch, but
that's gonna change.
you
Huh?
know, it's still in progress. I'm still trying to put some in there.
Let me turn on the lights, huh?
And you know,
Uh,
I think I
That's
have
good.
like 6 though.
you got like 6 posts out.
Maybe, yeah.
Beautiful pieces
They're
of
okay,
art.
you know. They're okay.
She's under appreciating herself, okay? They are magnificent. Here, look at me. Beautiful, okay? But that's enough plugs. We got them all out of the way. Do you got anything else you want to add before we get into it?
Nah.
There's a little drink of water if you guys wanted to hear my esophagus drink. And without further ado, let's get into what is Cinco de Mayo. Do you know what it is? I don't know what it is. So,
You know, honestly, I didn't really know what it was, to be honest. But then, like, how was it? Then I heard that it was like a battle between, like, wasn't it the Mexicans and the French?
Okay, here's
Or
what
was it something
Wikipedia
like that?
says, right? So I'm gonna
Or Spain?
before I educate you white people, let me get educated first. Cinco de Mayo is an annual celebration held on May 5th. The day is observed to commemorate the Mexican army's victory over the French Empire at the Battle of Puebla on May 5th, 1862, under the leadership of General Ignacio Zaragoza. Yeah, I remember reading about that. That was a hell of a fucking battle. That's what really got their animo up. Yeah, they were like they actually beat the French soldiers when they had like less weapons and they didn't have as much of a chance. You know, there was more Frenchies. But ya sabes, aquí los hispanos. Yeah. Shut up. But yeah, this is what Cinco de Mayo was. It's a little battle that they won that really, really pushed them forward to keep innovating, to keep growing, right? So on behalf of Cinco de Mayo, right? On behalf of Cinco de Mayo, I got a couple of stories all having to do with Mexico, okay?
Bruh.
This is what, first one. Okay, let me start off with something light, right? Light roast. Have you ever drank Mexican coffee, Maria?
I think I have. But I think it was mostly just chocolate or some hot,
Or mostly
hot chocolate.
just chocolate.
Yeah, I don't think coffee, no.
Well, let me tell you, Marie. Hold on. I'm going to move Cheech because this guy is just really on one today.
Put him in the cage. He locks his children up. He's no good.
See what you got to do? That's why Cheese gets put in the cage, because this motherfucker is the most annoying cat you've ever seen. They say orange cats are the most troublesome, huh?
Oh, hell yeah.
Have you noticed Garfield was an orange cat, and that motherfucker was nothing but trouble. And let me tell you,
And he's lazy.
El Cheech is lazy too, but for any of you cat owners, you guys know what I'm saying. Orange cats are the fucking naughtiest motherfuckers. But let me get off that tangent. Cinco de Mayo. One more shot before we get into the story. Because I want your full undivided attention. All right? Put those sleepy eyes away.
Mine?
Yeah. All right. You look like you're half paying attention to me. I want all your attention, baby.
I want all your attention.
Dame tu atención. All right. Here's a little chop, man.
Órale. Cling.
Blink.
Ah.
Eso sí, pica la garganta. So, let's dive into this first story. As I was saying, Mexican coffee is one hell of a thing. What I'm going to tell you, Maria, is the story of how I almost killed my grandma.
Oh.
Because I drank too much coffee, right? Let's just get into it right away.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happened. This is my first trip ever to Mexico. Never have I ever been to Mexico.
How old were you?
I was 7 or 8. And never have been to Mexico, but never have I ever flown either. So, guess who got an airline ticket to Mexico?
You.
Your boy Kevin G. That's right. And I was going with my pops. So, I've never been on a plane. I'm a little scared, right? I see all these people boarding an airline. The only time I've ever seen an airplane is either on TV or a little toy that I got in my hand, just going, and which wasn't even a real toy. It was a paper airplane. We were broke trailer trash Mexicans.
Damn, why you gotta say it like that?
Because I embrace where I came from, Maria. I'm not ashamed of it, okay?
Okay.
And there we were, right, at the airline. And we boarded the plane just like everybody else. But this is what I did not realize. You've been on a plane multiple times, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever get sick while you were on the airplane?
No, I haven't actually. Nothing.
You don't feel nausea? You don't feel...
No, nothing.
Because it's... I wonder if you
I
would...
just get nervous, you know.
Why? Why do you get nervous?
It's just like the taking off part makes me nervous, and then the landing part.
Okay. You've been on more airplane rides than I have, right? What... Actually, let me just keep going with this because we're going to go too out of topic. Point is, I boarded the airplane, and I didn't know that you could get nausea or get sick on an aeroplane. So, we take off. Right? We're in the air. Let's say 10 minutes, right? We barely 10 minutes in the air. And then I start to feel a rumbly in my tumbly. You get me? I'm
the
like,
rumbles and the tumbles.
ooh, I don't feel good, right? I see my pops. He's to the left of me. He wanted the window seat.
Yeah.
So he got the window seat.
Good
And
thing.
Yeah, good thing, right?
You would have thrown up already.
And then I was like, papi, no me siento bueno, right? And then he's like, you know, his big Mexican voice. And then I was like, me duele el estómago. And he's like, pues vete al baño. El baño está ahí. He just told me, go to the bathroom. It's just down the hall. And then as I got up from my seat, things went from bad to worse. As soon as I got up, that was enough to like shift my whole perception, and I just felt like way off. I felt like I was leaning to the left, just standing up. I was like, oh fuck,
like all on.
Estaba todo mareado.
Balanced and
Yeah.
shit.
So I try to make my way to the bathroom. Right, I'm like leaning. It's like I just took fucking 3 shots, and I'm just leaning. I'm creeping and crawling,
Lean.
hogging and I'm dogging, creeping and I'm crawling. SPM. I barely make it to the bathroom, right? These little bathrooms are cheap little closets is what they are.
Yeah.
But
Would it be kind of like a portable?
it's like a porta potty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like that?
I think a porta potty, yeah, they're the same size. I would say it was just a little inch bigger because we got those cheap airline tickets. The ones that is just right above the dogs, right? Those are the ones that we got. They barely let us on the plane. Anyways, I'm right there holding my stomach. I try to open the door. No se abre. It's locked. I'm like,
someone's in there.
no, there's nobody in there. It's just locked. And then I'm like rushing because I'm like, oh, I'm going to puke. At this point, I know I'm going to puke. I see an airline attendant. I'm like, I got to go to the bathroom. And then I see him pull out like 200 fucking keys on a keychain. And then I'm like, what the fuck? You get me? He's rummaging because he sees my face. I think I'm like green. Like my face is looking green like I'm a puke. And he's just, hold on, kid.
Holy shit.
Hold on, kid. He's putting one key in. No sirve. He puts another one. Nope. He puts another one. Nope. And meanwhile, I'm like,
Like a swerving.
my head is just spinning.
Or
My stomach.
swaying.
I got the puke like halfway up my throat. And I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to. And then like he can't find the key. And then it's like I can't hold it no more. I just puke all over him and over myself.
That's gross.
And just like in a movie, as soon as I get the puke everywhere, he opens the door. Wasn't that a fucking tragic tale? But it doesn't end there, right? I puked all over him. I puked over myself and on the floor. So I went into the bathroom. I cleaned whatever I could.
Did you cry?
I don't think so. I think I just puked.
I would have cried.
And then I felt better. I was like,
So you didn't
mejor. And then as I'm walking back to my seat, my pops didn't notice any of this, right?
Really?
He was looking out the window saying, what a beautiful day to be a Mexican going back to Mexico.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm over there making a ruckus, just and on my way back to my seat, this nice old lady, right, offered me drugs, right? She offered me drugs. And by that, I mean, she gave me what I don't know. I don't know what it was. I believe it was Tums. It could have been some sort of Alka-Seltzer. But I took this pill from the nice old lady because you always have to take pills from nice old ladies. That's what I always say. Yeah. Quote me on that. And I put it in my mouth. Boom. Nausea was gone.
Really?
I felt grade A-OK.
This lady knows what's up.
Yeah, shout out to Granny Smith. Even though
Miss Granny Punani.
if she's still alive, I would be amazed if she's still alive today. That was like over 15 years ago.
Damn.
But yeah, moral of the story, guys: if you're gonna get airline sick, bring a granny. All right, bring a Granny Punani so she can give you those pills.
Or just take some Tums.
But that was it. That we were just getting into the story, right? This talking about grannies, right? This is us just barely getting to Mexico. Look, shit. Do you see that shot? We're two shots deep and we're already feeling it. Okay. So we reach Mexico to see my grandma, aka my dad's mom. We touched down in Mexico, aka Moroleon, aka Guanajuato. GTO. That was sign language for those of you that can't see. So then we go to our grandma's house. My grandma's house looks like Squidward's house. Legit.
Really?
It's made out of stone. She has a big wooden door.
Does she have that little circle window?
She doesn't have the circle windows. It's just one big square with a balcony on it.
Yeah.
And in that balcony, that's another story. That's a haunted bathroom. I saw a ghost in there, but I might get into that. Let me mark that down, okay? I'll mark that down just in case, because I don't want to lose it.
Haunted bathroom.
Okay, because that is still a Mexican story. Okay, listen, you're getting new stories from me. Yeah. Okay, so we step inside. You know, I kiss my grandma. Hola, hola. ¿Cómo estás? Estás muy grandito, mi chuchi, muchachito. Right? We get the whole cuddles, all the love and everything out the way. And then this is like our first or second day, right? Yeah. My grandma, right? Not knowing, right? Maybe this is a Mexican thing. Do Mexican children in Mexico start drinking coffee at an early age or something? Yeah. They're out there selling chiclets, getting chiclets, and drinking a coffee.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, because like, I don't know. Even here, I don't think it's normal for a child to be drinking coffee, right?
No, but still parents give them.
But it's normal.
Just a little try, you know.
But in Mexico, se toman una coca with a pan. So
yeah, that's what it is. A coca con un pan. Una concha.
Yeah, so I don't think a coffee is too much of a stretch. Because my grandma just gave me a big cup of Joe, right? Yeah. And I've never had coffee in my life up to this point. But she believed in me. She gave me that brown sludge and said, ten, mijo. Hoy tú vas a ser hombre. Right? My nuts fell a little bit that day.
Was it a hot day or what?
It was in the AM, right? We just woke up. It's como las 7, 8 en la mañana, right?
Yeah.
We're just, I'm booger-eyed and everything. Just like, and then she's like, tómate este, mijito. We're going to go down to La Pulga. What do they call it? Where they have all the stuff.
Tianguis?
Huh?
Tianguis?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Where they have where they sell all
There's
the stuff?
that, and then there's what you call it, just like La Plaza strip mall, kind of.
Yeah, it's pretty much that shop where they have everything.
No, that's another thing. But
So I'm drinking my little cafecito con mi pan. I remember it was my cafe, and I had my little bolillo, right? And for those of you that don't know what a bolillo is what like torta bread. So if you ever had a torta, that's what the bread is called, bolillo. Shout out to La Princesa in Lexington. That's my panaderia.
yeah,
Everybody has their own, but I've been going to that one since I was an
since
baby.
you were inside your dad's sack.
Since that, yeah, that's how legit, because my daddy, we be going to the fucking shop. I was telling Maria this cool little catchphrase I came up with earlier. Been an OG since 93. That shit's sick, huh? Because I was born in the year 93. Get it? I'm an OG.
Okay, you don't have to explain it.
I thought it was pretty cute, guys. Yeah, shut up. Thank you. So, my grandma and I are just sitting at the kitchen table, nomás platicando. Hey, mijito, ahorita te voy a agarrar unos juguetes. You know, I'm going to get you a little toy right now once we go down to el mercado.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, abuelita. Yeah. So then I drink my cafecillo, right? I'm halfway done with it. Never have I drank coffee. And then I start to feel
the jitters.
The first of many to come. An energizing sensation.
Really?
Pulsating through my blood. I felt it on my fingertips. My toes were tapping, right? When you get that good amount of caffeine, you feel everything just want to move. Your toes start to tap. You feel it in your brain. Your eyes light up. Your lip quivers a little bit. You're like, oh, fuck yeah. So I'm just halfway done with that cup of joe, right? I'm not even fully done with it.
But like you being that young, you could recognize that you were like feeling different or something, that you had drank something.
Yeah, by that point, you know, I have had a candy. So, you know, it's like a sugar high, right? So that's what I was comparing it to. But it was more than a sugar high. It was like strong. Like I was like you know how active kids, you know, hella crazy kids, like
just bouncing off the walls.
And that was just halfway done. That's where I should have stopped. That's where I should have stopped. But you know, Kevin G, he does not stop.
He don't
good
stop
enough.
till he get enough.
I slammed the rest of that cup of joe. I'm like, órale pues, vámonos, right? I got a hairy chest after that cup of joe. I swear.
You got hairs on your ass.
My nuts fell to the ground. I've always had that since a child. But we walk out the door. And we're like, órale pues, abuelita, vámonos. I'm going to be her man, right? The man, you know, because in Mexico, you always have to walk with a man.
Yeah.
So I was the one that was going to protect her from all these bad guys.
Or at least with somebody.
Yeah. Shout out to
mi little nieto, mi nieta.
It's always good to walk with somebody.
With somebody old?
Yeah. Or young like me.
Oh.
So we're walking out the door and I'm jumping. I'm feeling. I'm like, ooh, ahora sí, I got energy. I'm like crazy.
Did she notice it?
Yeah, my grandma was like, oh, ahora sí te pegó el cafecito, mijo.
Oh, hell no.
And I'm like, yeah, jumping off one foot, bouncing on the other one, like, vámonos. And then like we start walking, and she's holding my hand. Yeah. Because she doesn't want me to go like crazy.
Because she knows.
And then we're like crossing a busy intersection, and like for some reason, I like the whole everything just hit me. I'm like, oh, I want to move. I felt like I was gonna play that game Frogger.
Oh,
have you ever played Frogger?
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna try to weave in and out of these fucking cars.
That's what you were thinking?
I guess, because that's exactly what I did. I let go of my grandma's hand real quick, and then I was like, wee, and then I just started running, weaving in and out of cars, almost getting run over. And then my guess who was right behind me, literally. She's on my tails. My grandma could run. She's like, whoo, whoo, whoo. Like, and I'm fast little boy, and she's almost getting hit with me. We're dodging fucking cars, weaving in and out of traffic, and she's nimble. She's like, she looked like Keanu Reeves from The Matrix, just dodging all these fucking cars, man.
Oh hell no!
At one point, she like fucking had to bend backwards too and go under a semi. She like.
Okay, now you just fucking around. Now you're just fucking around.
You don't believe my grandma could do that?
No. She would have broken her back.
Hey, she was younger at the time. You know, she wasn't grandma. She was just grandma.
Yeah.
Her hair was still a little black at that point. But She can't catch me, right? I'm still running in and out of traffic. I make it to the other side of the street, which is the sidewalk. And then I don't stop there. I keep, I'm running. I got the fucking, I don't know why I was running. Like, to this day, I couldn't tell you. I just knew I wanted to run. Mm-hmm. And my grandma running con un vestido, right? She had her vestido and her, what's that thing they put over a blusa? Or?
It's like a little scarf.
A corbata?
No. It's like a...
It's a scarf thing.
Yeah, it's a scarf thing, you know.
They put a scarf over, and then she has another little jacket over that.
Yeah.
And she's keeping up with me, right? It's like she has 20 pounds. You know, like Goku, when he trains, he has like 100 pounds extra. That's my grandma right there. Just, and I feel like if she would have started taking off her scarf and her other shit, she would have caught up to me easily. But she was like, I got this motherfucker.
Yeah.
So then, like, finally, I'm about to run into a dude, and he like stops me. He's like, whoa, and then he holds me by my my shoulders. He's like, whoa,
yeah.
He's like, cuidado, and then my grandma grabs me. He's like, Kevin, and then she's like huffing and puffing. She's like, te dije que no corrías, right? And then I'm still like jumping. I'm like, whoa, yeah, like still fucking hyped.
Damn.
And then we didn't even end up going to the store. We went right back to the pad, to her house.
Because you were too extra.
I was a little too wild. And then when I got home, I was like, oh yeah. And then my grandma told my pops what happened, right?
He whooped your ass.
When he found out I almost killed his mom,
Híjole.
let me tell you, the belt wasn't the worst of it, right? It was a good belt. It was first, right? You got to warm him up with a good belt ass whooping, right? Mm-hmm. My lower back has never felt so much pain and pleasure. But yeah, I beat my ass with a belt. Y luego un guarache to make sure, right?
Ay.
Casi matas tu abuela, cabrón. And then I'm like, ah, right? Mm-hmm. And then I could hear my grandma, ya no le pegues, ya, no fue su culpa, le di el café. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, you don't get my ass beat. And then I just run away to my grandma's room and just stay there. And then I got protected by grandma, even though I almost killed her. Yeah. Shout out to grandma. But I got my ass beat. I almost killed my grandma, and that was the first time I drank coffee.
How old were you again?
7 or 8.
Damn, boy.
Yeah. What do you think of that little story?
That is fucking crazy.
Hey, but to this day, I still love me some caffeine. I think that was the first start to it was a rough start to our relationship. Mm-hmm. But me and caffeine are going strong to this day. Shout out to the big calf.
Hell no.
Did that get your blood pumping?
I get the jitters. Remember, what was it? Easter weekend, when I had like a big cup of a coffee. Man, that fucked me up.
You really?
Yeah.
It was what did it hit you?
Yeah, it hit me hard, and I never drink coffee, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like I got like that coffee for some reason. They gave it to me, and they're like, "Here, this will wake you up," you know. I'm like, okay, but I don't drink coffee. And they're like, fuck it. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just do it. And then next thing you know, I was like, holy shit. What the fuck is going on?
You're out of breath or what?
I was like, my eyes felt like so wide.
That's a good feeling there.
No, it just felt scary. And then like I felt like people were talking to me, you know, like what'd you say? Did you say something? What?
The feeling you're supposed to be feeling is what you don't like.
Yeah, and then like my hands, I was just feeling jittery, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm kind of floating or some shit like that, and I was like, what the fuck?
It's because that wasn't coffee, that was meth. You're like, yeah, that's what it was. But
yeah.
How do you like that story, huh? A good little Cinco de Mayo to start it off, right? Another shot?
Yeah.
Another shot.
Another shot.
All right.
You know what it do.
Just un poquillo for... Here, let me see that one. I'm going to knock over shit.
With your little... What you calls it?
All right. Otro shot. Cheers.
Clink.
If you guys are watching, drink with us, people. Come on.
Man.
Nomás un tantillo para calentar la garganta, right?
That clears the nostrils for sure.
So that was, first, that was actually 2 Mexican stories for the price of 1. But now that I remember, right, the haunted bathroom. Now you guys, this still takes place in my grandma's house. This wasn't the same trip. This was like maybe 3 years later.
Mm-hmm.
We went again with the whole family. So it was me, my mom, and my 3 brothers. So we went back con la abuelita, right? She had decaf this time.
Really? She made
I'm
sure?
just kidding. No.
Oh.
She's like, ahí viene Kevin, agarra el decaf, right? And then, yeah, we make it over there.
Mm.
And at the first trip, since it was just me by myself, I didn't really explore the house. I was just mainly with my dad.
Yeah, with your parents.
Yeah, well, just my dad, because it was just me and him. And it was just either hanging out in the room or hanging out with my tias.
Mm-hmm.
So it was never me exploring the house. But
Really? Why? You just didn't... You didn't like want to, or what?
No, I was just always with an adult.
Were you just scared?
No, kind of. Okay, yeah, I was a little scared because it's like, Mexican homes, they're scary.
They are scary, but I still would have explored. I always do that shit, but it is scary. But I love the thrill.
Well, okay, let's just get into it, right? So I went with my brothers, and once we were all there. Then I started to explore, because then I was like, ooh, what can I find over here?
With my bro.
Uh-huh. So my grandma has a staircase that leads to a 2nd-story bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
And to get up there, it's a dark, like, dimly lit staircase.
Yeah.
There's only, like, one light bulb. And I think you gotta flick it on.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to get my bro Jesus to turn on the light, but we didn't have the courage to go up. We just we're like, oh shit, that's scary.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember this one time something came over me. Maybe it was something calling to me, but I felt an urge to climb those staircases and see what was up there. So one morning, while everybody was asleep, more likely, my abuelita was making huevos over there or something. Yeah. She's always up early.
Making breakfast.
Yo, she makes the best chorizo con huevo. Shout out to grandma. Sorry, I almost killed you. But I'm like, I gotta see what's in that motherfucking bathroom. So I start to climb. 1 step, 2 step.
3 step, 4, 5 step, 7 step.
I turn on the light.
More.
That's a halfway mark, the light. And it's not even like a bright light. It's a dimly yellow light. I click it on, and then luckily there was still some sunlight from the morning, because it was like at this point like 7:30, 8 o'clock. I climbed the top of the staircase, and then as I'm climbing up, you have to like peek your head around the corner to see the bathroom. So that's what I did exactly. And as I peek my head over the bathroom, the corner, I see the bathroom, the door is wide open, and then I see some flowers in the bathroom, and I see it just, I don't know, I'm just looking before I climb. I'm like, okay, what's over there? Yeah. And my heart is beating. Like, I'm scared. I'm like, oh,
it's
shit.
Racing.
And I'm like, okay, I could do this. And then, like, as I, like, start to climb up, the door just, boom, shuts by itself, and I hear it lock. And that, if it was just closed, that would have been one thing. Yeah. But the bathroom locked. I heard it. And that shit made me, like, terrified. I ran down there like, ah!
So, like, there's only, like, one staircase that leads up to that bathroom?
Yeah, you go up one flight, then you turn the corner, right turn, and then go up the other staircase.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, the thing is, my grandma warned us not to go up there. Mm-hmm. She told us, don't go up there, porque hay un espíritu allá arriba. Uh-huh. But, kids being kids is like, what do you mean? I want to see. Mm-hmm. So that shit scared the crap out of me. And I never went back up there.
Really?
That just literally, would you consider that paranormal activity?
I don't know. I mean, you didn't investigate more to.
I was like 9 or 10. You think I'm going to investigate?
Yeah.
The only investigating I'm gonna do is under the pillows and shit. But yeah, that was a pretty. Look, there's another third story that wasn't even gonna be told till right now. Okay, let me get another one. Okay, let's get one more or another one.
A ver.
We'll see how many more I want. Okay, let me tell this one. All right, this is in Mexico again. That same time period when I'm with my brothers when I seen that ghost. But this time, va a haber una parranda, una pachanga, una fiesta, right? There's going to be a huge party, un evento that's happening in the little ranchito over there.
Yeah.
So we're all invited to go celebrate and party with them, which, if you're Mexican, you're going to go to, right? Let me tell you some highlights real quick. At that fucking fiesta, man, you know how Mexicans le gustan bailar, right? Mexicans love to dance.
Yeah.
The fucking dirt don't stop it, man. They were fucking dancing. The banda was playing some badass rolas, and then everybody's just dancing in the dirt, throwing up clouds. Just like the dirt was flying. It was on people's pantses.
Really?
I see my uncle hella drunk, just spinning around, just. And then my dad, he was fucking fucked up there too, just dancing too. Oh man, that shit was fun. But
with a bunch of dust clouds.
Yeah, I've never really danced like that, but I'm down.
They were zapateándole, man.
Ooh, yeah. This is back when they were younger too, you know.
Yeah.
My dad and his brothers, everybody was ready to just get down. But at this, my dad didn't want us just wandering off and doing anything, right? But, you know, there was going to be a fireworks show later this night. And I knew this. And I seen the people setting up the fireworks. And I was like, wow, I've never seen Mexican fireworks before. I wonder if they're different than American fireworks. So I had to make sure I get a front row seat. Have you ever seen, like, the walls that they have in Mexico? Like, it's just rock walls. They just throw big stones on top of big stones.
Yeah.
So that's what they had over there. It was just a wall made out of big boulders. They just put one on top of another. They're not even, like, cemented together or anything. They just put rocks on top of rocks and hope they don't fall. Foreshadowing. That happened while okay, let me see. I wanted to get front row seats to these fireworks. So I'm watching these Mexicans set up. And I decide to scale this wall.
You freaking climbed it?
So I start climbing the wall. I'm like, yeah. And then like the wall, I'm maybe 3-4 feet high, right? And this motherfucking wall is about 5 feet high. So it's quite the task for me to climb it. But I barely managed to climb it. But what I failed to realize is that the giant boulder, that giant rock that looked like it had the best cushion and support for my anus, had a huge pointy rock underneath it. So the boulder wasn't balanced. It was just swaying, and it was just leaning and rocking. So I climb on top of this fucking giant boulder that weighs like maybe 25 to 30 pounds. It's a big old boulder. And I'm sitting on it. But
then it probably weighs more. Why 20 to 25?
Well, who knows? I'm being generous here. But I'm sitting, probably like 35 to 40. I'm not going to lie. It was a big ass rock. These Mexican people do not fuck around with their rock walls. And I'm sitting on them. And then when I sit down, I feel it to start to sway.
Oh, shit.
And then I'm like, oh, fuck. And I don't know what to do because I'm going to fall backwards. But then to correct it, I like push myself forward, which is the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
Because now I tip forward and I'm falling to the ground and I'm going to land on my back. And as I'm looking up, I see the giant boulder falling with me.
Holy shit.
I'm like, I'm going to fucking die.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is where it ends. And then I see this giant boulder coming down with me. Remember, I'm like 5 feet in the air. And this giant boulder is 5 feet with me. And I'm a child, right? I'm 10 years old. And then I'm like, ah! And then I just see this rock just land straight on my motherfucking leg. Luckily, it was just on my leg. It landed from my knee all the way down to my calf.
that shit still landed on there. Like, it was like impact.
Oh yeah, like I was pinned under this rock. I couldn't move, and
Yeah.
the people setting up the fireworks were there too, and like my tío was there, my tío Jose, and everybody comes running because they think I'm dead. Because I don't know if that happens a lot, but my mom says it happens a lot that these
Yeah.
kids are always fucking around. But they come running, they're like, oh shit! So all these men come running towards me. I got this giant boulder on my leg.
Yeah.
And then they try picking it up. They can't. They're like, like the four.
Oh my god.
They're like 4 Mexicans trying to pick it up, and my uncle is like, hella, recógelo, ándale, he's fucking worried.
Pick it up.
And my little brother Emmanuel, right? He tried to be the hero. He tried to do what he can, right?
Yeah.
He's like, he saw me fall,
Yeah.
and my mom was at church. I guess they had a church ceremony going on at the same time. I forget if it was a wedding or what, but there must have been something going on at the church, because then my little brother Emmanuel runs all the way to the church, which is like maybe 10 feet away from where we are. And then my mom is in there, and then he's like, Mami, Kevin está jugando con rocas. Like, Kevin is playing with rocks. And then my mom, it doesn't really get the urgency. Hey, watch out with this motherfucker. She doesn't really get the urgency. She just thinks that I'm playing with like rocks or something.
Yeah.
So she's like, pues déjalo que juegue con rocas. It's like, well, leave him play with rocks. What do you care? And then she's like, no, una roca se cayó en él, right? And then she didn't get. She's like, voy a ver qué pasó con este cabrón. Meanwhile, I'm over there with the rock still pinned under my leg. Over my leg, and then these 4 Mexicans can't lift it, so they're calling back up, like, corre, ven, está apachurrado. And then I'm just, I'm there, but I'm not there. I'm seeing this whole thing play out, because I'm seeing like these, like now 6 Mexicans, big ass rock. Yeah.
Were you kind of like just like out of it?
I was, yeah, because I couldn't believe I was still alive, first and foremost. But
Yeah.
also, like, I was in shock, so I didn't feel the pain.
Yeah.
But I knew there was something heavy on my leg. And I was just like,
Damn,
like, I didn't say
you
nothing.
were going in and out. Damn, that's crazy. You could have died.
yeah, I didn't even really, like, I didn't feel the pain. I didn't know what was going on. I just like, oh, they better take this rock off my leg.
Yeah.
So then, like, 2 other Mexicans come, and then they like they're lifting this shit, and then they finally pick it up and just toss it off, and then they're like, estás bien, and then I try to get up, and I can't move my leg. I'm like, oh fuck, and then they pick me up, and then my mom sees that I was on the ground, and they see that they took a boulder off my leg, so she thought I was dead, and then she like, she screams, and she's like, ah! And then they see that they pick me up, and they're like, and then like, she comes running, and then she sees that I'm still breathing.
Yeah.
She's like, ¿qué pasó? And then she's like, se subió en that wall over there. And then, she went to go find my pops, and then, they're like, se cayó, like, ¿estás bien? Like, everyone's worried, and I'm like, yeah, pero no puedo mover my pierna. And like, true Mexicans are like, pues ahorita te llevamos al doctor. After the fireworks.
No fucking way.
Remember, the whole point of scaling this fucking wall was to see the fireworks up close. So my parents didn't take me to the hospital, right? We were there all night, right? This was like, say, 6 to 7, 8 p.m.
Damn.
And like the fireworks didn't go off until like maybe like 8. When it started going 8:30, getting darker. So they waited. They just took me to the truck.
Yeah.
Where the truck they brought over. So they just sat me down in the truck. They put my leg up on the seat, and I watched the fireworks from the back of the window, which was
That's ironic.
which was so far away. So that's why my mom still makes fun of me. She's like, remember when you wanted to see the fireworks up close? And then so I'm lucky to be alive on that one. And okay, we're not finished.
They didn't bit your ass?
No, actually no. But
I'm surprised.
after all the fireworks went off and shit, they finally drove me to a Mexican doctor, and he said, "Yep, it's broken."
No way. Just by looking at it?
Mm-hmm. And then he put a cast on my leg, and then I was like, "Oh, I got my leg broken." And then like for that next day. They were still traveling, right? We're tourists, so they're like traveling around the fucking Mexico. I had to stay with my grandma. My other grandma, my mom's mom.
Mm-hmm.
And then while I was there, I was upset because they were gonna go to some cool place. I forget where.
They always do that.
I
They
wanted
always do that whenever like the other kid has to stay home.
exactly. So I'm like, I want to go. So then they left. They ditched me. So it's me and my abuelo and abuelita there.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I really want to go. So I like forced myself to walk on my leg. So I got a cast on my leg. And then I just start walking. And then like, it hurts a little bit. But then I just keep doing it. And then I'm just walking normally.
Really?
And then like by like maybe an hour in, I could walk normally and it didn't even fucking hurt. And then I was like, I don't think my leg's broken.
Uh-huh.
And like, I swear, my leg wasn't broken. Either like I have the Wolverine gene where I fucking get my broken bones fixed quickly, or that doctor fucking hustled my parents.
He probably did.
I'm going for the latter.
He fucking did. He hustled y'all.
He didn't take no x-rays or nada. Like, I was just able to walk on it. And then when my parents got back, I was like, mira, no está quebrado, puedo caminar, mira. And then my parents were like, no, ya traes esto puesto, te lo vas a dejar. And then like, I wasn't allowed to go with them.
Really?
Like, we had another 2 days there. So I spent those rest of the 2 days with my grandparents, sitting down, watching Mexican Sponge de Bob, or Bob Esponja.
Bob Esponja.
And that's the first time I saw Mexican cartoons.
Yeah,
Shout out to El Chavo del Ocho. Shout out to whatever else was playing. Oh, El Chapulín Colorado.
Chapulín.
And then those the English shows that
They
were
were
broadcast in
dubbed?
Spanish. Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, what do you think of that little story?
Damn, boy. You crazy. They didn't love you.
That's what you got out of the story?
You know. But hey, that was tough love. No,
Mm.
but that's true though. That's how it is. But
That's a story
Yeah.
from, that's why when I go back to Mexico, I haven't been to Mexico in forever, but every time I go, me quieren matar, you feel me? So what I'm trying to say is next time I go to Mexico, I'm going to drink 2 large coffees and climb a fucking rock wall.
you're fucking crazy.
That's what they say. If you got to conquer what you fear, and I'm scared of rock walls, so I'm trying to get over that fear.
You don't have to.
You know what, Maria? I never thought of that. I won't do it.
Don't do it.
All right. What do you think? Another story? Or do you want to end it? It's on you.
Let's end this ish.
You want to end it?
They already hear too much, like you're giving them too much.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's bad, but like they don't deserve this.
Listen,
I'm
just
I'm
because Maria
playing.
said that, I'm telling one more story. Hey, you guys could thank me. Okay, Maria's over here saying we're going to end it, but guess what? One more motherfucking shot. We ain't ending shit. I'm like the Wolf of Wall Street over here.
Look at that. You're fucking dripping it over there.
Hey, I'm sloppy. What can I say?
Mira.
It's Cinco de Mayo. You feel me?
Cinco de Mayo.
It's Cinco de Mayo. All right, listen. One more story. Okay, mira.
One more thing.
One more story. Cheers.
Clink. Ah.
I'm treating you motherfuckers good, huh? One more story. You guys are like, Gabby, you give us the most stories. And gracias, mijito. Right? One last one. We're going to end. This one wasn't taking place in Mexico, but it has to do with the Mexican life. Right? So at this point, I was completely broke. No money. Cash, zero.
How old?
This is me, like maybe 19 or 20. I needed 17. No, yeah, 18 or 19. Yeah, 18 or 19.
17. No, 19.
No, for sure 18 or 19. I just moved out of my parents' house, but I had to move back in. And then I needed to get a job. You
Yeah.
get me? So I moved back in with my parents. I needed a job because they're like, shit, you think you're not going to pay rent, motherfucker? You're old. You graduated. Give me
Yeah.
that money. So I needed a job, and I needed it quick. So I keep saying so. And then I go find this little place, right? I heard a rumor around Lexington, shout out to the 308, that you could get a job very easily and fast. You know what that place was, Maria?
McDonald's.
Shout out to DCS.
Oh.
If you guys know what DCS is, you guys know what hell is, right? DCS is the cleanup crew to a meatpacking plant. Like, you clean up all the blood, all the guts, all the nasty stuff that not even the workers have to deal with. But I didn't know that at the time, right? The person that told me that you could just get a job real quick said, yeah, they pay you right away. They start you as soon as you can. And then I was like, oh, wow, that speaks just for what I wanted, right? Let me start it off by how bad it started off. I go to the office. It's a little building there. And as I'm going to the office, I park my car and I get out of it and I'm about to walk to the door when I hear somebody call my name. Well, not my name. I hear somebody calling me. They're like, hey. And then I look behind me. It's a guy in a van.
What the fuck?
And then he's like, hey, come here. He didn't sound like he was from here. He sounded like he was from New York or something.
Hey, come here, man.
Yeah, he's like, hey, come here. And then, his accent intrigued me. So I went, let's see what this cat wants. So before I even go and get my fucking resume to DCS, I go to this Brooklyn man. And then I'm like, hello. And then he's like, hey, man, you look like you're looking for a phone, right? I'm like, how did you know, right?
What the fuck?
And then he's like, I work for FedEx, right? And we have we got extra packages that we don't need. And then he's like, I was just wondering, I could get you a deal on a phone right now. Naive 18 or 19-year-old Kevin, remember.
Oh, hell no.
I never thought in my little city of Lexington, the 308, that there were scams going around like this. So at this time,
you should have known.
I was a young cat. It's small town mentality at the time. Remember, I'm small town.
I don't know about that.
I'm all about your thank yous, hellos, and yes, sir, right? So he tells me he'll give me a good deal on a cell phone, right? And I needed a cell phone, right? He told me it was the newest iPhone at the time. I think it was the iPhone 5 or 6 at that point.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wow, an iPhone? I still have the slide phones. The one with the keyboard, that's what I'm working with. So when I get on Facebook, all I see is fucking numbers. But this guy is offering me an iPhone for cheap because he works for FedEx and he has extra. My dumbass fucking took that bait.
Wow.
And then I was like, oh, really? And then he pulls out the box with the iPhone. Let me tell you, this is why I fell for it. Packaging was perfect. White box, iPhone on it written. The logo, he takes it off. The whole 9 yards. He takes it out the little plastic bag. He shows me that they have cables. He even turns on the phone.
Yeah.
I've never owned an iPhone, though, so I don't know what iPhone is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
But I click it, and then it turns on, and then I see that it has, like, all the app, like Message, all those little basic ones. Basic is one. And then I'm like, okay. And then he's like, yeah, I'll buy it from you. And then he's like, okay. 100 right now. I'm like, ooh, I don't got that money. And then he's like, no, it wasn't 100. It was 200. He was selling it 200. And then I was like, ooh, nah, that's too much for me, bro. And then he's like, how much are you gonna give me? Just like that.
Yeah.
Like, how much you gonna give me then? How much you want? And I'm like,
I got 18.
I could do 100.
Damn.
Right? Hey, in my head, I was saving 100. As soon as I said that, his eyes lit up, man. He's like, oh, yeah, 100 right away. Yeah, no problem, dog. I'll sell it to you for 100. Yeah.
So naive, Kevin.
Right?
I want to shake you.
I know. You don't know how much I want to shake young me, too. So I'm like, okay, but I don't got the money with me. You got to follow me to the bank.
You fucking crazy.
So I jumped back in my car, right? I just parked my car because I was looking for a job because I got no money.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go buy a cell phone from a motherfucker on the street.
That was like...
He follows me to the bank, right? I see him in my rearview mirror. And maybe this is where I start getting a little funny feeling in my stomach. I'm like, this doesn't seem right. Like, I'm going to get a good deal. He's following me to the bank. But like I'm going to the bank. It's literally just across the street from me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm gonna go get the money right here. He parks on the side of the road, and then I'm gonna just get the money real quick. And then I go pull out one hundo, and then I park beside him. He gives me the phone. He counts the money. He's like, all right, man. Yeah, no problem. Later. All I see is smoke coming from his tires, man. This dude dipped so fast. And then I'm like, sweet, I got a nice fucking phone. I'm happy, right? I put it in my car, and I'm like, hell yeah, better go get this job interview now. So I drive my happy little ass back to the job application place. And then I get the job. I get the job application. I'm like, hello, I'm here for a job. And they're like, oh, we got a sucker. And then they made
Fresh me.
Uh-huh. I fill out the application, right? This job is okay for those of you that don't know. DCS is no longer running, was a place where they would hire any fucking illegal immigrant, right? Whether that's a Guatemalan, a Salvadorian, a Mexican. If you're just fresh from the border and your back is still wet, boom, you got a motherfucking job.
Yeah.
So, me being a first-generation American United States citizen did not belong there. But I didn't know that at the time, right?
You're so naive. You see?
I've come a long ways, people, right? And then that I signed it up. It's like the devil is looking at me in the eyes. He's like, he's actually signing his soul. And then I'm just like, yeah, just right here. Just
they were staring at you like, motherfucker.
Like, you were born here? And then I signed it away. I'm like, there you go. There. And then they're like, can you start today? Which is a really weird thing to tell somebody.
Yeah.
But I was like, of course I can start today. And that should have been my first red flag.
Yeah.
My first red flag should have been the fucking phone. But yeah, I'm like, of course I can start today. I didn't really want to, but like, I needed money quick.
Yeah.
So I go and go back home. They told me I got the job. No drug test, no interview, no nothing. They just, oh shit, we got a replacement for all the motherfuckers that are leaving.
Yeah.
I guess, they drop like flies over there, but we'll get to that. I go back home and I tell my parents, me dieron el trabajo, voy a trabajar, right?
Yeah.
And then I tell them, oh yeah, ¿dónde vas a trabajar? I'm like, oh, en el DCS. They're like, what the fuck?
Damn.
They knew what it was. I didn't know what it was. I was like, te vas a partir el
te vas a partir el queso, cabrón.
Yeah, I'm like, and then I didn't think it was like that hard, but apparently my first day on the job comes. And that shit is horrible. I got a fucking orientation, right? They told me, you're going to be working with this 180 degrees fire hose. That's what it was.
Shit.
And I had to clean all the sebble, all the fat, blood, guts off of the tight, I don't want to say the plant, off of the fucking meat packing plant. What do they call it? Rollers, the conveyor belt. So I had to clean all of that shit up. And in that process, the fire hose is strong. It's like a legit fire hose. I'm not even playing. It's a high pressure hose.
So you would like jump around with it?
Yeah, if you don't hold it right, like that shit is hard to hold on. And I was in good shape still at that time, but that shit was like, hold on to that bitch. And one time, la manguera, the hose got away from me. And it's because I was trying to take a little piece of sebo out of the fucking conveyor belt. Oh, yeah. And then, like, as I'm holding it, I'm holding it with the wrist in a hand. So I'm, like, trying to hold it, and then it slips from my wrist. And the hose just goes, shoo, shoo, shoo. And it's somehow, I have, like, a little plastic thing that covers my legs all the way up to my chest. Yeah. But it doesn't cover my shirt. It lodges itself into my plastic overalls. Yeah. And in between my shirt, and that's 180 degrees high pressure hose starts scalding the side of my stomach. It just is burning me. And I'm like, like that shit hurts.
No way.
Oh, and then I try to pull it out, but that shit is high pressure. It's like, I yanked that shit out. I'm like, oh fuck. And then I fucking like, I turn it. I'm working with another little Guatemalan guy. Mm-hmm. He's the one that's helping me turning on and off the fucking hose. Yeah. Turn it off. and then he's like, ay, chingado, está bien. And then I'm fucking like get out of there because like the whole environment is like hella foggy. It's so fucking humid in there.
Yeah.
All you see is a thick mist, and the air is so fucking wet. Like it's so humid you can't breathe. You're like,
Oh.
so I like get out of there. I go into like the little outside aisle, and I lift my shirt up. Boom, that shit is scalded. Like it's all red, and it looks like it's gonna blister up, which it did end up doing.
Oh.
So I had a huge blister.
Do you have a scar from that?
No, it wasn't that bad.
I've never seen a thing.
No, yeah, I got it out of myself in time. So that was like maybe my third day on the job. Like, okay.
Damn.
And then like my fifth day, I'm working again with their high pressure hose, right? I'm a little scarred, right?
Yeah.
I'm working, and then I see this little guat right there just working too, but he's looking a little queasy. He reminds me of me on the airline. He's like, ooh.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know that look before. And then I just see him pop, drop. He just falls on the floor. And then I'm like, holy fuck. I'm on the second story cleaning another conveyor belt, like on the second story. So that's why I saw him. And then his homie that's helping him with the hose, he sees him fall. And he's like, cabrón. And then because it's so humid, you can't breathe. I guess he passed out because he couldn't get enough oxygen.
Yeah.
They grab him by the arms and start yanking him out. They're like, apúrale.
Damn.
They yank him out of that humid ass fucking environment. And then they lay his lifeless body outside where there's not outside, like in the hallway.
He was dead?
No, he wasn't dead. He just unconscious.
Oh.
But they pull him out of the fucking the humid room.
Yeah.
And then he's like in the hallway. And then they're like, agarren agua. So they start getting water bottles and just dripping it all over his face. Just the whole water bottle. Just and then he comes to. He's like, ay, cabrón. ¿Qué pasó? He didn't remember what happened. He was like halfway awake. He's like,
Yeah. Shit.
and then they're like, go see the nurse.
Yeah.
Like they didn't care. Like I'll tell you, the amount of fucks they cared was zero. Like go see the fucking nurse.
Damn.
So this blue hat goes and walks with him, and he takes him to the nurse. And then I don't know if I ever saw him again, but that was another crazy time. That was shout out to DCS.
Crazy,
right?
Yo.
That was an American working a Mexican job, right? For those of you white people that want to think Mexicans are taking your jobs, go work one of those jobs. They ended up closing that fucking company because it was too harsh, because they didn't give a fuck about, like I'm telling you, it was for immigrants straight off the fucking border. So that shit was like just harsh. I got the tail end of it before they closed it down, but man, they whooped my ass.
How long did you stay there before
6
you quit?
months. Yeah. The only reason
You crazy?
I know I toughed it out. Like I got more stories, but I'm going to have to end it there for that one. I'll tell the rest later, but I stayed there for 6 months until I found a welding job, which, y'all know about. All right, I'll get into that later, but I finally found a welding job, but that got me out of DCS. And there's another story of when I used to drive I'm not going to get into it, but I'll just give you a little strip tease, right? For maybe next time. I would drive around with a huge bucket of guts, right? All the guts, the stomach, the eyeballs, the fucking intestines, the testicles. And I I'm not going to tell it. It's too long. But I dropped that gut. Like the whole entire shit was on the floor.
Man.
That's just a little teaser. But that's it, guys. Happy Cinco de Mayo, right? Let's take one more shot to finish it.
Oh, shit. He's
Okay.
trying to get me fucked up.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. I hope you guys have a good one. I know y'all are going to be putting on tejanas, y'all motherfucking Americans.
They gonna put that big floppy one on.
Yeah. Y'all do what you want to do. It's America, right?
Hey, whatever floats your fucking boat.
Rija, arriba, Mexico. So
Cling.
cheers. And thank you guys for staying tuned to another great and exciting episode of the Wandering Mind podcast. Where
Your mind wanders.
the mind wanders. We'll be back next week with another great and exciting episode. Of course, we have one every Wandering Mind Wednesday. Please feel free to share, like, and comment on this video if you enjoyed it, if it brought a smile to your face, or you just got horny. I don't give a fuck. But we'll be back next week. Thank you guys. Thank you, Maria, of course.
Oh, you know. Thank you too, Kevin.
Any closing statements you want to say?
No, not really. You know, I never got nothing to say.
Not even a happy Cinco de Mayo?
Oh, happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, I guess.
Later,
you know.
motherfuckers.
Peace.
The wondering mind. The wondering mind. The wondering mind.
Where the mind wanders.